part, we're gonna configure the security policy, because right now, if we call any API, even if we remove the bearer token, we're able to access the API. So the first thing we need to do is go to the API, and we're gonna set this for all the transactions, all the history, and all the accounts APIs. So for that, we go to the design, and we're gonna add the policy in the inbound processing. So we click here in the inbound, add policy, and we select the validate JSON web token. We click here in full. The header name is gonna be authorization. If it fails, we're gonna return a 401 unauthorized, and the message that we want to send is unauthorized. Access. Do we want to validate the time in the JSON web token? We click yes. Do we want to validate that is signed? Yes, also. The scheme is gonna be bearer, and we can leave this as it is. We don't need to add them. We need to add the issuing key, and for that we go to the security application, and we set up the key as my super secret key, and this one has to be signed as base 64. We need to encode the code, encode to base 64. It's encoded, and we have our keys in base 64. We paste it here, and we can add more information, but this is enough to secure the API. So we save this, then we try the transaction API. We call the transaction without the bearer token, and we're gonna get unauthorized access. So for that, we need to go to the security, create the token, we copy the token, and we call the API and it succeed. Let's try withdraw. It's also working. The account, we hadn't set it up into the account. Let's do the same. Let's create a policy. It's gonna be validate JSON web token. It's gonna be an authorization header. Service unauthorized access, validate token, design, expiration time, bearer, the scheme, and the key. We save it, and we do the same for the history. We add a policy, validate JSON web token. We require expiration time, require signed token, prepare as required scheme, and the key. We save this. Now we can try that it's working on the history. If we don't set a valid JSON web token, it doesn't work. This is an invalid JSON web token. We copy the valid JSON web token, we send it, and it's working. And with the account, let's do the same. Invalid JSON web token, and we can see that now the APIs are protected, and this is done in the API management using policies, in this case in the inbound processing.